How is the supply chain broken? Supply chains are highly globalized, and since most manufacturing happens in China, there's a fair bit of complexity involved. It's difficult for consumers to determine the value of the products because there is lack of transparency in our current system. It's also extremely difficult to investigate supply chains in case of illegal or unethical practices. Vendors and suppliers trying to solve the puzzle of who needs what, when, and how is a regular feature in the industry. There is a genuine confusion and lack of clarity in the industry. But there is one technology which will help you address all these problems, and that is blockchain. I'm sure you might have heard of blockchain when you talk about Bitcoin or NFT. So let's understand what blockchain is and how it can help supply chains. Blockchain is a distributed digital ledger. Its applications include smart contracts, tracking products, payments, and now NFT. Every transaction on a blockchain is recorded on a block, and multiple copies of a block are made on a ledger which are distributed over many nodes, which means computers. It is highly transparent and almost impossible to alter once a transaction which is recorded on a blockchain. Blockchain also ensures consensus because every stakeholder on the supply chain has the same version of the ledger, and it is visible to everyone involved. The chain of ownership for an asset on the blockchain is available for everyone on the blockchain to see. Records cannot be erased, which ensures a transparent supply chain. A typical blockchain supply chain will aid participants to record price, date, location, quality certification, and other relevant information. Also, who the owner is. Let's look at some of the primary potential benefits of blockchain. Blockchain ensures efficient traceability of material across the supply chain to ensure corporate standards are met. Lower losses from counterfeiting or grey market trading. Improved visibility and compliance over outsourced contract manufacturing. Reduce paperwork and administrative costs. Secondary potential benefits are as follows. Strengthen corporate reputation by providing transparency of materials used in products and your own product across the supply chain. Improve credibility and public trust of data shared. Reduce potential public relations risk from supply chain malpractice. And engage your stakeholders. In a blockchain, all assets are given digital tokens, just like Bitcoins or NFT. Adding to that, all stakeholders are given digital signatures used to sign the blocks they add to the blockchain, which means now you also know who owns the block. For each step of a transaction, which is then recorded on blockchain as a transfer of the token from one participant to another. So you also now understand where the block came from and now who owns the block. So let's look at an example of a transaction on blockchain. Let's assume there's a retailer that generates an order for the supplier. Since no exchange has taken place, there would be no entries in a financial ledger at this stage. But with blockchain, the retailer will record the digital token for the order. And when the supplier receives the order, the supplier will then log in the order and confirm to the retailer that the order has been received. This also gets recorded on the blockchain but would not generate an entry in a financial ledger. Next, the supplier might want a working capital loan from the bank to finance the production of the goods. The bank can verify if the supplier has the order on the shared blockchain. Once verified, it can approve the loan and record its digital token on the same blockchain visible for everyone. Real-life companies using blockchain for supply chain. Examples of blockchain being used in supply chains today. Well, there are many, but let's look at a few. Blockchains allow for the transfer of funds anywhere in the world without any extra charges or going through a traditional bank. This is very efficient and convenient for a supply chain that is globalized. Australian vehicle manufacturer called Tomcar decided to pay its suppliers through Bitcoin for the same reason. Walmart also uses blockchain to keep track of its products, its sources from China, and the blockchain records where each piece of the product came from, was processed, stored, and even the sell-by date. The world's largest mining firm, BHP Billiton, announced it will use blockchain to better track and record data for its vendors.